Welcome to the channel. This is the FPL Gameweek 4 team review. Very exciting week of football. Points, disappointments, a bit of everything. So let's just get straight into the team. In goal, I had David Raya. It's a clean sheet. Forrest barely did anything. He got one save the entire game. Clean sheet, felt comfortable. And again, I'm really happy to have an Arsenal goalkeeper because while everyone's confused which goalkeeper to get, I've kind of got one and I'm going to stick with him for probably most of the season until probably the whole season, even if I wildcard the second time. So really happy with that. Obviously would like a bit of save points, but when you've got such a good defense, the keeper doesn't really need to make any saves. So 6 points I take it, really happy with that. And then into the back line, this is where it gets a bit frustrating. So let me explain to you what happened this week. So first I'll go with the positive. Daniel Munoz. He ended up getting the 5-pointer. Obviously, he had higher ceiling in that game, but you can't complain with points, so points is points. A bit disappointed with the booking, and
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Palace were poor from an attacking point of view when they missed Sar. So, disappointing he didn't haul, but we should take the points, as I said before. I'm happy with that. Considering the other two on the team, I'll take that 100%. So the first one I'll discuss is Goodmanson. I started him. I thought it was such a high IQ play. I studied the teams and realized that if you look at my unique FPL tips, I pointed out that this Fulham Leeds game is usually a low-scoring game. And if we look at Leeds this season, they have been a team who have kept the games low-scoring and have been really good defensively, especially Goodmanson, who's got many defensive contribution points and 2 9-pointers actually. And up until minute 90, I thought I made the perfect decision. He was on for a 6-pointer, maybe even bonus. I wasn't really looking at the bonus points. It was maybe even bonus points. And then, at minute 90 plus 6, he puts a bullet header. No, it's not some random deflection. A bullet header into his own goal. So, I went from 6 points to minus 6 points within a second in the 96th minute. So, I was going to on for a 6-pointer, like for sure. Ended up with a 0 point from Goodmanson. He might as well have not turned on to the pitch that game and just stayed at home. What a disappointment. I don't know how I explain that. I made a TikTok about that. FPL is well and truly back. What is this? He was on for a 6 point. At least I got some views, so there was a bit of silver lining there, but still it did not heal the heartbreak I had in that moment checking the score. I was watching the Palace Sunderland game. And I was checking my notifications every 2 minutes. And I saw that the goal went in for Fulham. I was like, damn. And I checked the goal score. I'm like, Goodmanson. I'm like, classic FPL. A classic FPL. And the other one, I started Nouri. Obviously, wasn't sure if he was going to start. He didn't start. He got a 0-pointer. So I was hoping at least the person on the bench would have a decent impact. No, 0-pointer as well. So 2 of my 3 defenders both got 0-pointers despite them playing the full 90. I don't know what to say. How useless are these guys? The only player who actually got decent points was Estef. Fair enough. He got defensive contributions, only conceded 1. But obviously, he's not the one coming on. So yes, 11 points in total from the defense. Not the best week, let's just say that. And City actually kept a clean sheet, but Nouri wasn't there. So, yeah. Into the midfield, there's a bit more positive things here in the midfield. So I had Sar playing on the Saturday night. I explained that I wouldn't want him in my team if I had a wild card, for example. But because I had no free transfers, he was just going to stay there and he could get me points. And that's exactly what he did. A little surprise, he got me points and clean sheet points. 8-pointer, I take that every day of the week. Considering the person who've gone and said Dewsbury Hall blanked, I was really, really happy with that, surprise goal. And it can always happen in FPL, so you have to be patient. It's a true thing for patience in FPL. Because Sar wasn't looking like a fantastic pick. Dewsbury Hall was looking a really good pick, 12-pointer the week before playing for a flying Everton attack against a poor Villa defense. Sar was probably going to move deeper now, but I stuck with him. I knew he was going to play 90 minutes. He plays for a good side. I knew the corner aspect, as I mentioned in my video last week, would be a huge aspect in the game, and that's exactly what happened. He did score from the corner. Lucky goal, but you need a bit of luck in FPL, and it came from my patience and from my trust in Sar from the beginning. But Sar will be moved on soon, but for now he can stay, for sure. Next to him is Cody Gakpo. Obviously, he's been such a good servant for the squad, for 88 miles per hour team this season. But this was a case of he had a very good fixture and potential to get points, and just Liverpool, the team in general, didn't play well. He had a decent performance, but Burnley played really well and Liverpool didn't play really well, and that's just what happened in the game. So you just got to take these blanks on the chin and just move on, because you know the next week he will get the points because he is a good player and a good FPL pick. Next to him was another player played in that game, Salah. So obviously transferred him in this week for Kudus, so that worked out, and my Kudus rants, as explained many times, did turn out to be true. Kudus, second week in a row this guy's on fraud watch, is because he is a fraud. He has less goal threat than Romero. So in that sense, that move did work. But what makes it a little bit sour is that Haaland did haul. But you know, I'm just going to take it as it is. And the Salah performance in itself was so poor. The whole game I was thinking back to what I said in the beginning of the season, how Salah's output is significantly going to decrease this season. And the whole game I was just thinking, oh, you're so right. Why have you gone and put this guy in your team? I don't know. But obviously, Salah is inevitable, and I don't know how. He scored in the last second of the game a penalty despite playing rubbish. He was, I don't want to hear it, but he was for sure the worst player on that pitch. He looked so out of it, and yeah, he still ends up getting a 9-pointer. So
Can't keep
solid.
getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
But obviously there's concern in the future if he continues to play this way. But we're going to be patient again. He did deliver the points. So let's see. Next to him is another really frustrating one because Reinders, he's blanked every week since I got him in. He hasn't got points since game week 1. And he was this close to getting a goal. And it was going to be a Haaland assist as well. Like, it was this close. It was inches away. I thought for sure I was getting the points and just missed it, you know. So it's the fine margin sometimes in FPL. But he looked decent today. He got in some chances, 90-minute man. So again, like Sar, another one I'll just be patient with. City are going into really good fixtures after Arsenal. So happy to have Reinders. And into the... Actually, it was meant to be the attack. I actually started my Mark Guiu for Chelsea, expecting him to start based on not a hunch, but a bunch of evidence that I labeled on my TikTok. And I thought it did make sense. It was very reasonable that he would play. Turns out he didn't play. He wasn't even in the squad. But for me, that actually worked out well because I had Anderson coming on the bench. And he got the 4-pointer. So really happy with the Anderson points. Obviously, I did mention that Anderson would improve under Ange. And I think he does. Explain to you why the appointment of Ange Postecoglou as the new Forest coach is going to make Elliot Anderson a much better FPL player. He had a couple of decent through balls. But yeah, excited to have Anderson for the future and happy with the points this week. So that makes up the midfield. Into the attack is the two up front. Both got points. First one is Victor Gyökeres. Honestly, at one point during that game, I was thinking this guy could get a hat-trick. Like, he was playing really, really well. It was the first game of Victor Gyökeres. I thought like he was actually playing well generally and not just... Because against Leeds, he got the goals, took them really well. But his play outside the goals wasn't the best. And every other game has been the same. But this game, I really felt like he's settled in. He's playing well, you know. He's confident now. He's looking good. So I really enjoyed that performance from Victor Gyökeres. It's really promising as an owner of him in FPL. Obviously, for him to be taken off was a bit concerning. And, you know, people thought with Havertz gone, his minutes would be perfect. But obviously, we got Champions League now. So when games are won, Arteta will be very tempted to take out Gyökeres every time. So it's a slight issue, but he is getting a point, 6 points. There was a potential for so much more. But 6 points, you got to take it and look at him in the future as a really good pick to get more of the points, you know, double-digit hauls in the future. And then next to him is the high-scoring player of the week. Wasn't my captain, but really happy to have him as Erling Haaland with the double. Really good performance from him. He did miss out on an opportunity to get a hat-trick. Could have easily got a hat-trick and 2 goals or an assist. So could have had a really, really big goal. But I think 2 goals is decent and it's fair. And he's looking really promising for the future because City looked really, really good in that game. I don't know if it was the added signing of Donnarumma helping kind of the vibe, or Foden in the team, or I don't know, switch up after international break. But they do look different from the past 2 games. So they look really good in that game, and it's good to have Haaland because when City are playing well, Haaland's inevitably going to get the points. So overall, 66 points. It was decent week. And we have to look at the positives that I have players that I'm really happy with in my team. The only player I would like to get is probably a João Pedro, and that could be really possible within 2 moves. Oh, and Phil Foden.